Skirious Problems.
Right, Jimmy, what's your scariest problem?
Oh, mate. Oh, I've been Torsby'd again. I had a fucking great camp in Torsby, and now I come home and I'm fucking ill. Or just a little bit ill, actually. Just got a tiny bit of a cold. So back to training already, so I'm complaining for nothing. But not so big serious problems, actually. But I think we have a good guest today, so it all makes up for it.
Honestly, like, our guest today is probably the one biathlete that I don't think is an idiot. Should we just start off like that?
Yeah. Campbell Wright, mate. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah, good to be here. This is the first podcast I'm going to be on that I've actually listened to before, so that's a good start.
Yes.
Yeah. My scariest problem is
so you don't listen to Extra Runde.
Honestly, I'm a biathlete and I love biathlon. But dude, some of those are hard to get through. Like I've made it 10 minutes into one before. But yeah, I struggle a wee bit.
Yeah, what's the scariest problem then, mate? You're gonna say you had a scariest problem.
Yeah, I do. I've made it on a skiing podcast as a biathlete. I've heard Mika's takes before, mate. I'm ready for it all. My gloves are off.
Yeah, but mate, we've prepared ourselves to give you a bit of shit. So yeah, you better be prepared.
Yeah, I hope so.
Also, I'm just gonna give this away. Just how much rather you would be a cross-country skier than a biathlete. Your email address is literally right.xc@something.com.
Yeah, young Campbell had dreams, and then I woke up to the reality that biathlon you get more money. So here I am. Sorry, 13-year-old Campbell, we didn't make it.
You're immediately stinging in the little wound there.
So you're just there for the money then?
Nah, I've learned to love it. Probably about since I was 17. I've liked it quite a lot.
This is actually, I'll hop in with a direct question straight away. How good is the cash bag in biathlon actually?
Pretty good. I reckon if you can make consistent top 30s on World Cup, you're making pretty good money. And that's just with prize money alone.
What's pretty good?
Pretty good for me is you can live.
Terms.
Like you're not dying.
Yeah, I think we've lost Campbell. Oh, he's
sorry
back.
About that. My Wi-Fi just cut out. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm thank God I get paid because I'm doing this all on data now, no longer Wi-Fi.
But you've just told us that the cashback is good anyway, so we're not feeling sorry for you.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point.
Yeah, but, mate, you know that biathlon had they had 60,000 Swiss francs per day total, and then they decided we're gonna increase it, and cross country when we increase it by 10%, and they almost doubled it. You guys are getting over 110, I think now. It was the increase is was fucking huge this year.
Yeah. Because what they did is they made it to top 30 instead of top 20. And that is insane how many more people get paid per race. Like a top 30 is way more doable for a lot of people than a top 20.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that actually brings us to a sore cross-country skiing topic. Because if I'm right, Jimmy, then Fizz has been trying to sell our 10% increase as a good thing, and then nobody had mentioned that instead of Swiss francs, now we're getting paid in euros, and also that the increase is for place 6 until place 12. So that basically means that we're earning less money now than we did before.
Nah, because it's a 10% increase in cross country, and there's a change of currency, but it's two different things. So the change of currency, they need to keep round numbers because they can't start giving 14,223. They have to give round numbers for it to be easier. So then they rounded the numbers, and it was they decided to not increase. So to keep 15 as 15 for the winner. So it's actually a decrease for the winner, but it's an increase for everyone else. So have you not noticed that it's an increase for place 2, an increase for place 3, and almost everyone else has increased their prize money?
How should I have noticed, mate? The first race is like 5 weeks away.
Because you must have looked at some numbers if you've got such an opinion. Or are you just saying, Mika, that you're criticizing with absolutely no knowledge of what you're criticizing? That sounds a lot like you, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I'm criticizing, because I was just having dinner, and then our team coach was going on about this and said, "Oh, I should ask Jimmy what this is about." And so then I basically decided that whatever he said was gospel, and that you're a bellend for being athlete's rep at FIS.
Nah.
Who's your athlete's rep at IBU, or does IBU not allow athlete's reps, Campbell?
No, we got some. I don't. It's one of the ones I'm a whole lot less concerned about who's driving the boat, because IBU does a good job,
Yeah,
I think we have
fuck.
Samuelson, Christensen. I'm making these up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Not me.
If you don't need an athlete rep, then you're probably not concerned with anything that's going wrong. So
yeah.
Is there anything going wrong with biathlon apart from that you take a break like every 5 minutes?
Nah, I don't reckon.
What about the world champs when there was fuck all people? Mate, your first medal world champs, or first double medal world champs, and there's not even any people to cheer for you. How's that feel?
Mate, I don't know if you know this, I'm from New Zealand. I do ski races in New Zealand. So any people's a win in my books.
That's true.
Yeah, they didn't have crazy stands in Lenzerheide, but they had good course coverage. So yeah, it wasn't with Trondheim, but you guys have the one big show, and then everything else you sweep under the carpet, huh?
Nah, mate. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
We got to live off this one positive, you know.
Yeah,
it was a big positive though. I don't think any maybe one day, but I think that was bigger than any biathlon event that's ever existed. That did look sick.
What's the biggest biathlon race, or like attendance wise, every year? Probably Johannes told us this in his episode as well, but I don't remember.
I don't know. Nova Mesto is quite big. Antholz is quite big. I'm going to guess like 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
That's not something ridiculous number in Nova Mesto, like 50 or 60 or something around. I'm just
maybe there's like 30 on the main stands, and then another 20. World champs in Nova Mesto was nuts.
You know, we once did a cross-country World Cup in Nova Mesto, and then there's like also 2 people that were walking their dog, and then they were stopped because they couldn't like cross the race course, so then they ended up also watching the race.
Yeah, that's the most devastating thing. There's so many places like Oberhof or Nova Mesto or places like that where you get like fucking amazing crowds for biathlon and fuck all crowds for cross-country, but
dude, I don't see why you guys don't just race in US and North America and Norway more. Like, just race in the places where it is good. Why go to Oberhof?
Yeah, we're going back to the... Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But we are going back to Lake Placid this year, and I think that's going to be fucking insane crowds. Same as Minneapolis.
From what I've heard, Jimmy, is that it's not going to be as many people, or they don't expect as many people in Lake Placid than they did in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Lake Placid's hard to get to. That's probably the issue. There's not so many people kicking around up there.
Yeah. Okay. Minneapolis, there's like a fucking big city close by with big airport, and I think Lake Placid is just a long travel for kind of everybody.
Yeah, but people from America do love skiing. They got the Jesse Diggins effect going on, so I'm sure you guys will have a good turnout.
I'm so stoked, actually. I'm so happy to go back to the US. It's like, I did really not that great in Minneapolis, but that was probably the most fun I've ever had in a World Cup.
But before, maybe we should actually give a little bit of background about Campbell, mate. I'm gonna give a few facts to our listeners about you that I've researched very briefly online. So you're New Zealand grown and born. You raced for New Zealand until 2022, so 23. Last year was the first season for the US, right?
The second. I changed it right after the Olympics.
Okay. Yeah, so 22, I was correct. And then you started racing for the US because you have a double nationality. And you got a medal at World Junior, or you won World Junior Champs in 2021. And that
Did
was
you
the
not
first...
win like basically every race in that Junior World Champs or something crazy?
Nah, I'm a one-hit wonder, dude. I did one good race and got
Okay.
pretty chopped up in the other two.
And then that was the first ever medal for Southern Hemisphere in biathlon, which is good effort.
Yeah.
And then you got 2 medals at the World Champs in last year in Lensheide, which made you the most decorated US skier. So, did I miss anything? Or I guess I missed a lot of your of your ski career.
Nah,
but,
it hit the good.
yeah,
It hit the good
that's about
points. Hit the good points.
Yeah.
Almost beat Elia Barr at Youth Olympics. Almost.
Were you racing in cross country in Youth Olympics?
Yep.
But okay, so like I'm actually concerned.
I also raced in Oberstdorf actually as well.
And World Champs.
Okay.
Yeah, in the quali race.
You were racing the...
See, that shows the level of biathlon. He raced in the quali race.
Yeah. I got second as well. Didn't even win it.
Yeah, but why did you do that? Did you not
where
race
did it
any
go
other
wrong?
races?
No, but
Nah,
where did it go wrong?
Because you didn't have any fist points. That's why you did the quali race.
Yeah, but it's because it was a year before Olympics, and being from New Zealand, the qualification was like legit impossible. So I was like, I'll just hedge my bets and do the quali race. So I did the quali race, and then the next day drove to Junior World Champs in Obertiliac. And then didn't race any of the real races.
Yeah. So you just wanted to humiliate all the... Yeah.
I didn't. Chowlung beat me, the Thailand skier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Italian Thailand skier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently you like to take antibiotics with other shit, and that gives you massive rashes all over your body. We've got a video from it. Can you tell us about
that's
that?
bad. Yeah, I got the
What
old
happened there?
amoxicillin. I love getting sick. It's my right around this time actually is generally when I like to get quite sick. But yeah, took the old antibiotics, and then just 7 days later, full spots all over the body, itchy rash. It was horrible.
But did you do something wrong? Like, did you like drink or get smashed on antibiotics?
Just allergic. Just allergic.
Allergic to antibiotics?
Yeah, amoxicillin. Like the most common
Is
antibiotic.
amoxicillin not like the most common antibiotic as well?
Yeah, it is. So I need to get on to more rowdy stuff when I get sick.
Okay, I've got a video actually. It's quite good. He's just fucking red all over his chest. We did a bit of research, mate.
Yeah, I had no idea how he found that. Probably through Fidel, is my guess.
Yeah. He gave us some good little questions we could ask you, but maybe we'll go through a few later.
Talking about Fidel, you know that my first like proper memory about you, Campbell, is through Fidel. And I think it was it must have been was it last year? No, it must have been 2 years ago. When Sevi was renting in my house, and then Fidel was staying with him for a while. And then you and Fidel were on the phone calling, and then Fidel put you on speaker, and then just out of the blue, you started going on about like, the problem is with all the fucking Americans, like, they all just think they're fucking world champions, but then when they get to Europe, they all just suck as hell, or they shit as hell, or anything like that. I don't remember the exact.
We in US we fall into the trap of we just train by ourselves in America and start to think that we're like real good, and then we forget that also everyone in Europe is training. So that first World Cup's always just a smack in the face a wee bit, because we get all our hopes up around this time of the year, and then you head over and you're like, oh nah. Also, the Europeans are good at biathlon as well. We weren't the only ones training in the summer.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a classic thing. Like, we've done the same on the British team. It's just like a group of guys are training together, and you just like give yourselves like slap on the backs, and you're just like, oh, fucking legends, you're so good, and then you get to races and you get absolutely like whacked, and then you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, my coach is good saying it's easy to look handsome when you're the only one in the mirror, you know, and then everyone else steps up, and then you're like, oh shit, maybe I am a bit got an ugly mug. But yeah, it is true. It always happens around this time of year as well, when you start feeling good in training and start hitting targets, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm the man.
Yeah.
Talking about start feeling good training, give us a bit of a wrap here. What's Campbell Wright up to these days? How's training going? Should we put our money on you on biathlon? We're not allowed to bet on ourselves in skiing, but we are allowed to bet on biathlon. Any tips how to not lose money?
Yeah, slap a tenner on me. I reckon I'm going good. But as I just said, take that with a grain of salt. I've just been training with myself and my teammates. I just finished up a 4-week camp in Utah at altitude with many famous skiers as well there. And now I'm in Innsbruck for a week at my apartment, race in Munich on Sunday, and then go to Livigno for 4 weeks after that. And then I'm pretty close to the season start.
Is the race in Munich, is that the season opening show race thing?
No, like the real season opening is in Norway. I think this is just kind of like a test event to see how city biathlon goes. It's the first time IBU's really put an effort into doing like a city biathlon race. So that should be pretty sweet.
Is it on roller skis?
It's on roller skis, but it's in like Munich center. It's in a very
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I think there's going to be people there no matter what, because there's just people there on a random Tuesday, you know, just general people. Yeah. So hopefully it's good.
Is it going to be in like at the what's it called, Marienplatz? I think it's called. Is it like in the center or?
I actually have no clue. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I'm up to.
But that's going to be exciting, because I think, is it not like most of the good biathletes are going to race there, or kind of have to race there?
Yeah. Also, my girlfriend said that the biathletes had to race there, but I wasn't pressured. Maybe I'm not good enough. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of good people, which is actually going to make it a lot more. I wasn't too keen to go, and then I heard that like pretty much all the top guys are going to be there, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds a lot more appealing. So
yeah,
I think some people are getting forced to go. I'm not, but I'll be there anyway.
I think Sturla Holmlagereit made some kind of commotion in Norwegian newspapers about that it was being forced. I'm not even sure if it was him, but there were some.
I think a French also said that he was being. But I must be through the federation, not the IBU. The IBU can't make you race. You know what I mean? They're not God.
Yeah, I guess so.
True. That is very true.
God. Yeah. So So you go on training camps in the US, but you still live in Innsbruck, and in the summer you also go back to New Zealand to ski on snow. So
yeah, I'm not that good for the environment, to be honest. I need to plant a few trees when I'm done with this sport. But yeah, so I live in Innsbruck and train in Seyfeld, and then do camps in US, but also went to New Zealand for a month to ski. So a lot of bouncing around.
Yeah,
I actually got back to Europe yesterday, so I'm dealing with the jet lag right now. This is good to keep me awake.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you must be hella tired now.
But wait, so you live how Innsbruck, is that not a bit shit for training? Because like Seefeld's good, but like Innsbruck is like, I don't know, like 30 minutes away from Seefeld, no?
Yeah, it's 30 minutes, but I don't know. In New Zealand, I live 45 minutes away from skiing, so 30 minutes
Yeah.
seems like a bit of a luxury compared to that. And like for afternoon training, there's great roller skiing down here, and gym and
Okay,
running and biking. So it's only really
Yeah.
going up there for like shooting sessions or intervals.
Yeah, sure.
Also, it's somewhat standard Austrian because like all the people living in Tyrol kind of live in Innsbruck or even further away, and then still drive to Seefeld for training every day.
Yeah, it's one where there's a lot more Germans and Italians at the training than there are Austrians. But it was the same when I was in Obertiliac. Like in Obertiliac, every single country's there for training except the Austrians, it seems like.
Yeah, but that's because of two reasons. First of all, there's only very few Austrians that are skiing or doing biathlon, and then second of all, those few that are skiing or doing biathlon, they don't believe in training. So
You know what? Mika's favorite thing, what Mika prefers even more than hating on biathlon, is hating on Austrian biathlon.
Dude, I've actually met a few great Austrian biathletes. Stony Baboni, Dominic Unterweger. Dude, you were with all the biathletes for a photo shoot, weren't you? I saw you looking pretty, all dolled up.
I'm actually not hating on Austrian biathletes.
Oh, just the skiers? I know less of
I'm
that.
hating on Austrian skier, or not even skiers or biathletes, but skiing and biathlon.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's more like the whole thing in a general. But it is like, it's not a secret that Austrian biathletes used to be fucking good and like win medals in basically every big tournament. And now Austria's biathlon is being led by Simon Eder, who's expecting his second grandchild in 2 weeks. And then it's like basically two blanks of name, or two like pages of just random names on the result list, and then like on the fourth page, that's where you'll find the rest of the Austrians.
Dude, building phase. You just gotta say building phase and it's all okay.
Yeah, but the problem is when it's a building phase and they're all as old as I am or older, and I'm not really up and coming anymore.
Oh, mate, come on. All of us are up and coming here.
Jimmy's up and
Didn't
coming.
you get your first podium like last season?
2 years ago, but like I hate to break it to you, Campbell, I don't think I'll ever win the overall World Cup and go home with 100 World Cup victories.
Oh yeah, I don't think I will either though, so we're all good. Very few people can do that.
That's true. But yeah, mate, how, like, so you come from a small country of biathlon, and I'm guessing you've like also experienced a like kind of, I don't know, DIY sort of thing to go to World Cups and or to races at least, and like kind of try to get your own setup to get support on races, blah blah blah. And then you decided to switch to the US because of this double nationality you have. Were you? How did you feel about that? Were you like stoked about doing it because you get like, I guess, much better support, even though US is still quite a small team in biathlon, but at least you have like pretty decent support. But do you feel like a bit like almost a bit of a shame when you could have?
Yeah,
were...
it was fucking hard. Not gonna lie, doing that swap.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it in my voice. I'm not from America. It was pretty straightforward. But it was one of those ones where I was like, when I was coming up, I trained with like Spain and Ireland and Australia and Brazil, and we actually had like a pretty good group, if I'm being 100% honest. And we did it on the cheap and shared costs, and it was actually quite a good setup, I think, because there was a bunch of people there for the love of the game, not for money.
Yeah.
Because we were all shit, you know what I mean? But that's actually just a great group of people to be around. Because you go to a race, everyone gets last, and if someone gets like 10th from last, everyone's stoked. So it's like a very different like come up through biathlon. And then you go to see a professional team, and if someone doesn't win, everyone's sad. And I always think, remember what you came from, Campbell. Getting 60th is a huge win. And so that made me quite like biathlon. And then when I got to the point where I was kind of no longer training and racing with that group, I went to World Cup and no one else was qualifying for World Cups. It was just me up there by myself. That's when I kind of started not enjoying it as much because I lost that team of people around me, which is why I do it. I'm a people person. So going to US for that was really, really great for me. And I probably wouldn't do biathlon if I had to do it at World Cup by myself. But then it's like, yeah, it sucks that I can't race for New Zealand, but that's just the name of the game, you know? Can't have it all. You need to make choices. And I think this was the best one for me because it kept me in the game. And I'm real happy I won Junior Worlds for New Zealand because then I feel like I kind of ticked that box for them. And then I was like, okay, now I can go move on.
Yeah. It's actually inspiring. That
mate, I was going to say the same, mate.
Wow.
It's the jet lag.
Yeah. That was good, mate. That was good. Now, I that's kind of like why I was kind of why I was asking. It's
you gave a big question.
Yeah, most people do the switch the other way around. You know, you're like,
yeah, I feel like I'm always more
to like a shit country.
Exactly.
To go to races easier, but I feel that's also why you are being successful because you come from a country with no biathlon or cross country skiing heritage, but to reach the top, you kind of put yourself in an environment where that's possible, even though if that means you have to sacrifice basically, representing the country you love and the country you come from, which is I don't think people understand, but like on this podcast right now here, like all of us have double nationalities or have had it at some point. Like I was Dutch up until I was 14. And then I became Austrian. Jimmy's half French, half British. And it like, even though I want to say I'm 100% Austrian, there's like this slight bit of Dutch mentality in me. And this bit of like, even the love for the country and love for the flag. And I think that's the same for you, Jimmy. Even though you're racing for the UK, you still, like, if I'm referring to you as a French guy.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's a little bit different when you go from so when there's the big country and then the small country. Like I feel like when you get a good result in the small country, you feel like you're really giving to the country as well. Like big country like France, they're always gonna get good skiers. They're gonna get they're winning races and shit. Like whereas the UK, nobody's winning races and not so many people get medals or nobody gets medals. So it's kind of like when you do well for a small country, it's kind of I can understand that it's maybe harder to go from the small to the big country than to go from the big to the small.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Campbell?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think my junior world champs win was like
while
more
you're
emotional.
While you're saying this, show the people the hoodie that you're wearing.
I would also like to say I found this hoodie on the side of the road. I found this hoodie on the side of the road in Utah. And I saw I saw like the New Zealand on the arm, and I told the driver, I was like, hold on, can I just stop and grab that? And then it was a New Zealand hoodie. I was like, I felt like my flag was on the ground, you know? I picked it up, washed it. I'm like, yeah, that's mine now. Claimed.
But how is skiing because like you were born and raised in New Zealand? How's skiing in New Zealand? Is there any kind of like a skiing culture or skiing community, or were you basically like this one weird guy that everybody thought was a bit of an odd dude?
Yeah, a bit of both actually. Definitely as a cross country skier in high school, you're not getting more ladies by being a cross country skier. But the community down there is actually great. It's not what you guys have in mind of like this club community with a bunch of races and young people. It's like they're just the pensioners, but in a way it's almost honestly better because everyone's just so keen to have a chat. So when I was young up there, I love just like I don't know, getting a hot chocolate and talking to the people. And I don't know, all the oldies are always stoked when they see a young person skiing. So there was so much encouragement around me, which is great. And even now going back, it's one of the ones where even if I have like a 30-minute easy ski, I'll go up and do it instead of, I don't know, roller ski or something, just because I love having a chat with the crew. You know, there's so many people in New Zealand who go skiing every single day. And I remember one time it was like raining and horrible and Snow Farm was closed, but I went up anyway because I had to do intervals. And it's just like windy, rainy, cold, horrible. And one of these like 60-year-olds or 70-year-olds, he's like, Campbell, it's so inspiring seeing you out there. I'm like, dude, I need to do this. I'm being paid to be here. You're going out there for the love of the game. Like, it's a little bit, for me, it's more inspiring watching you go out and ski in just absolute miserable conditions than it is for me to go out there. So there is good tracks and good community. I think I had my best skiing of the last year in New Zealand like a month ago. We had awesome conditions.
I thought it was shit conditions this year.
It was shit conditions all winter. And then I went in spring when most of the teams went home. So they got a huge dump right before I arrived. And then by the time I left, they had like almost 30K of track opened.
No way. That's quite good.
Yeah.
What's the maximum track, or what's the max tracks they put out there? How many Ks?
Probably like 40, I'd guess, if everything's groomed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty
quite good, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Mate, when are you inviting us to training camp in New Zealand?
Dude, I've invited probably half of the skiing and biathlon world to New Zealand. It's always one where I'm like,
us, mate.
This is the first time I've actually ever talked to you boys.
That's true.
Mate, you've talked to me on the phone with Fidel and telling me about how all Americans thought that they were going to be world champions and then they were going to be shit because they're just training by themselves. So you're lying.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Second time talking to you, Mika.
Yes.
Yeah, come down. Fuck, it's awesome. Heidi Mai.
We'll do it. Yeah.
Good times.
It's better than Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to put that point in. We had better snow condition, except for this year. This was the one year we didn't, and they're all stoked on there. But New Zealand had better snow condition. Yeah, they had real good conditions this year.
Australia, I have a question. What the hell happened to Boris Stanish, who was just a simple kid that played Rubik's Cube, and where he went wrong?
Dude, where he went right, bro. Every single person in the biathlon skiing world knows Bozza. He's become infamous. He's like I don't even know. Do you know Hero Brian on Minecraft? Probably not. But I get more questions about Boris than anyone else, to be honest, because everyone knows I used to train with him. So everyone's like,
did he
actually go? Yeah, he was part of the refugee team. I spent like 2 Christmases or 3 Christmases, just me and Boris in a hotel room together.
What's the refugee team?
The Brazil, Australia, Spain, New Zealand, Ireland, Argentina, Chile, all these countries. But yeah, Boris, he got big goals. You got to respect him for that.
I mean, not like if you leave his goals away, his social media game is probably like 400% better than the social media game of any other skier or biathlete out there.
Matt C. Smith has given him a run for his money, I reckon. But yeah, he's the big dog in the media world.
Talking about Matt C. Smith, would he make it on the refugee team?
Oh, if the refugee team was still happening, he would be a member 100%. He would be doing biathlon 100% if that team was still going.
Wait, was this an actual thing, the refugee team, or is it just a term that you made up?
Well, we didn't have a name. We didn't name ourselves, but that's what it was, you know? All those countries living in a hostel in Livigno for 4 months. It was...
Okay, wait, mate, I think you gotta, like, take us back, like, 6 steps in this story, because I don't think anybody knows what team and what you're actually talking about. So you were just, like... From New Zealand,
IBU gives money to all developing nations. And not, like, third world nations, but developing biathlon nations. And there's, like, these camps that they fly everyone out to and coach them for, like, 2 weeks. And then they have like this developing nation fund where they give money to these small nations. So it's actually possible if you're from a small nation to do biathlon, even as a junior, and not pay anything. Like the IBU kind of gives you that pathway. So all these teams had like 1 or 2 athletes or 3 athletes. Australia had maybe 5. Brazil maybe had like 8. But they realized if we just came together and had like a few coaches and lived together and got vans together and traveled to races together, it would be cheaper for everyone. Like everyone would benefit from that, because then there's training partners and shared cost, you know? So this kind of started, I don't even know, maybe 2 years before I got into biathlon. And one other Kiwi guy, Louis Jones, he was part of it. And he was like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. And that's kind of how I got into it, through him. And there was 2 coaches, one of which is still my coach now. He's the assistant coach of the USA biathlon team. But we would just go race Italian Cups, Junior Cups, IBU Cups, any race we could that we didn't need to fly to, because flying's expensive, and based ourselves out of Livigno, and just that's how I developed as an athlete, was part of this team for like 4 years, 5 years.
That's insane. Like you're a fucking, like you've 2 world championships medals of the last world champs. You're a junior world champion, or the main reason that you're a biathlete and that you got to go the path that you went down is because of this IBU program.
Yeah, 100%.
That's
cool.
insane.
You know, you do know that Fizz, like, they used to have programs like this. So I think they still maybe do. Muzzy's been on some similar sort of camps for FIS.
But those camps, honestly, those camps to this day are some of the hardest I ever trained. Because I think the idea they have is like, let's show these 15, 14-year-old kids what the gold standard is. So you're waking up at 6, you're going for a run, you're coming home, eating, going out training, coming back, sleeping, going out 2-hour ski, come back, dry fire, gym, core. Like, it's insane what we do in those 2 weeks. But it's one of those ones where it's like the lack of knowledge is what holds back those small nations. Like, everyone thinks they're training well, but they don't actually know what good training is. So when I ask like some of the Australian guys, like, are you training? And they're like, yeah. And then they go and they just get smashed. I'm like, yeah, dude, you didn't train. Like, but it's hard to know what you need to do if you just don't know. And those camps kind of show, like, the Europeans are doing this every week, all year. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, if they're living like this, they're going to be pretty hard to beat. But yeah, I'm definitely the poster child for that IBU program. Thank you, IBU.
And that Mika is biathlete, so you imagine how like little that is training compared to what we're doing.
But it's
so
it's
you can imagine how little
cool.
the other ones do. But yeah, that's pretty cool. The pretty cool story that is.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know any of that.
Fidel was part of this team with me.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't know it was this program.
Yeah, but yeah, Fidel, biggest waste of talent in the world. He definitely could be better than me if he was still a biathlete. But anyway, moving on.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. He crushed me as a junior. Crushed me.
Did he?
Okay. Fidel de Campo.
Yeah.
But then he just decided it's more fun to go to Taiwan and learn Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. He's a side quest master.
You could say that he's lack of talent, but he's not lack of intelligence. I think he's pretty smart guy, and even if he doesn't win cross-country races, he'll probably win some sort of award for.
Yeah. I'm sad I don't have a daughter. I'd love my daughter to date her, but not quite possible.
Not yet.
Well, it might be very weird if that happens.
Yeah.
Like if you get a daughter now, then like Fidel's 23. So let's say in 40 years it would be okay for Fidel to date your daughter.
It'll still be
I don't
weird,
know. I
though.
don't know why I brought this up. We can change topic.
Yeah, good one, mate.
Right. Okay. Back to the present. So you're staying in Innsbruck now. That's where you're living with your GF.
Yep.
Your GF's Austrian.
South Tyrolean.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, take
Is she
that as
biathlete
you will.
herself as well, or?
Yeah, she is. She's on the Italian B team, but she won Italian nationals this year in roller ski. She's quite good.
And then that is she from around Antholz or where?
She's from Ridnow,
Okay.
Vipiteno,
Okay.
Sturzing, that area.
Yeah. Okay. But talking about Antholz, do you like the tracks there?
Yeah, I do.
So you're gonna get your first Olympic medal there as well, then?
Yeah, put a tenner on me. Nah, winning an Olympic medal's fucking hard, dude. I'll try. And I think if there was a place I think I could do it, it'd be Antholz. Like it's similar altitude to Lenzerheide and good track for me.
Oh,
You're
yes,
usually
mate.
good at
You've said it.
altitude?
You've said it here first.
I
But
didn't
are
say
you
anything.
usually?
Yes, you did.
You literally said put a tenner on me.
Yeah, because why not? It's just a tenner. Nothing crazy.
Good times, good times. Talking about one thing that got a bit of attention on another podcast that you did. Talking about fake professionalism. What is fake professionalism, Campbell?
Fake professionalism is when people think if you just kind of become a dick 1 hour before a race, you're going to do better. Or if you're having a laugh before the start, you're not professional, you're not taking it serious, or like never dry firing ever. And then the night before the race, dry firing because that's what you need to do to be good. It's kind of, I would say it's doing the last 1% when forgetting about the other 99%.
Yeah.
That's fake professionalism. And it grinds my gears.
Who's a biathlete that's an unreal fake professional athlete?
You just want me to tell you the people I don't like, which I'm not going to do. But
I just do it, mate. That's like what this whole podcast is all about.
Yeah, it's a good point. That is a good point. I think, like, honestly, a lot of Europeans, I think, like, probably over 50% of the World Cup is falls into this category. But it's one of the ones where it's like chicken or the egg, right? Because if you have all the Europeans being so serious at a race, like so locked in, so, I don't know, let's just say like insanely locked in, like nervous, vomiting, not talking or anything. And then those guys win medals. And then the coaches say, look at them. And then the athletes coming up kind of go into that mold. And then they do well. And it's kind of like this circle of, is it actually better for you? Do you actually perform better if you're like stressed and serious and don't talk to anyone and don't laugh? Or have you just been told that from a young age and that's the culture in Europe and skiing's huge in Europe? So those are the guys who become good. So I kind of challenge that idea in a way where you can kind of just dick around a little bit and enjoy. I'm not saying those guys don't enjoy it, but enjoy it more and still perform well. You know?
Do you think there might actually be a contrary as well between not being that kind of an athlete where you just become a dick, not talk to anybody, but actually be relaxed and performing better? You think there's contrary in that as well, that all this fake professionalism not only makes a bad look, but it also holds people back?
Yeah, I do. I see people trip themselves up all the time. You talk to someone and they're like, I'm so nervous before the race, I was spewing. You're like, dude, that's not good. Like, you've got in your head so much you're vomiting. That cannot be good for performance. It's impossible that's good for performance. But it's all too common, It's not an unheard of story.
Froze up before every race.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, do you think he would enjoy skiing more if he wasn't spewing? I would say yes.
I would think yes.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But it's also the thing where, like...
But it's also, I feel like, I kind of rate as well this way of thinking where you talk about, like, people think they're doing a great job when they're doing the small things that don't necessarily matter, and they think, oh, I'm being so professional by doing like 2 minutes of stretching the day before the race, or like this and this and this, when they forget like the main training and like the hundreds of hours you're supposed to put in to actually get good. So and then it feels so unfair when everybody's going faster, but
I think the perfect litmus test for this is the early morning jog. You know, like people will not go for an early morning run all year, and then go to a race and do an early morning jog, and you're like, dude, why are you doing that? And then like come for a run, and I'm like, nah, I don't run in the morning. And then they're like, lazy. And you're like, nah, I just don't do that, and that's fine. But yeah,
I think I agree. Running 15 minutes, it's not going to do anything, is it? Like if, but anyway,
it's one
even
where,
if it,
it's easy to fall into the trap because you see the best guys do it. And I've come from New Zealand, so I didn't really watch any skiers or biathletes growing up. All my role models in sport were Kiwi athletes. So it's kind of, I come into it kind of with a fresh perspective. And I think a lot of times, like, why would you do that? And I think it's honestly quite refreshing. But then a European sees me doing what I'm doing, and they're just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, he doesn't know which way's up. And I'm like, I'm just living, you know?
Yeah.
But apart from racing, would you say you're like a super professional outside of racing, like in terms of training, nutrition, stuff like that?
I'd say I'm getting better now. I'm still not anywhere near maximum, I think. But also I'm one of the guys where if someone asks me to go out for a coffee in the middle of the season, I will say yes 100% of the time. Even if it's a week before the Olympics and I don't want to get sick and this and that, because I think it's so much more important to still live my life. If I'm going to do this sport for 10 more years, it's so much more important for me to actually live my life in those 10 years than it is for me to avoid one sickness in December. Okay, I miss a race. Like, you know, I think a lot of the maximum sacrifices when it comes to that kind of stuff aren't worth it, because then the moment biathlon doesn't go your way, you're fucked, you know? Like the moment you have a bad season, it's mentally super hard to pull yourself out of. But when it comes to like nutrition, I'm getting much better, and taking my vitamin D, my iron, you know, training, having a nap in the day, eating well, all those things I say I do well. But maybe I could stretch a bit more, dry fire a bit more, maybe pause my watch when I drink my water. You know, there's always going to be something.
Pause your watch when you drink your waters. Don't tell me you're one of the guys that's like, oh, I've been trading for 3 hours, and then you look at your moving time on Strava, and then you've trained for like 2 hours and 25 minutes.
Dude, I'm a biathlete, so it's exponentially worse. I say I've trained 2, and my teammates are like, I've done 1, and I'm like, well, I'm getting in the van and I'm waiting for you. Yeah, I'm one of those guys, definitely.
Fucking hell. Okay, but I want to go back to like this professionalism topic one time. When you see Johannes Oslo-Klæbo, and I'm not sure, or I actually don't know anything on how close you follow up on cross-country skiing, but if you follow him a little bit, then you probably know how insanely ridiculously serious he is. Like I remember from maybe even still this year that his girlfriend would have to go in like quarantine to visit him if she'd been out, and had to be like stay with her parents for 4 days to make sure she's not ill, and if she wouldn't do that, she would not be allowed to come see him.
Yeah,
what
he
do you
didn't
think
see
of
her
that?
before World Champs for like at least a few weeks, or like maybe even months, and
then when he saw her at the finish, or like after the medal ceremony, he had like his mask on, and she would wear a mask, and then he would hug her a bit like
Yeah.
and
Dude,
then
like,
he was like, it was a really special moment we had after the race to be able to hug her. It's like,
yeah.
You guys are really banking on him not listening to this podcast, huh?
Nah,
I mean,
mate,
no, but
honestly,
like
everything
if
we say
he-
on this podcast can be listened by whoever we're talking about. Like,
yeah, it's good. That is a good thing to have. But it's like say he went to World Champs and he didn't sweep the medals. Say he got 4 gold medals. Surely he would value seeing his girlfriend for 2 months over getting 1 less gold medal. You know, even if it
apparently
did do
not.
that.
Apparently
I'm
but-
not sure.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, but that's-
clearly not. Actually, clearly not, because that's the choice he made. He valued, like, he valued making those 6 gold medals over everything. But it is for him, it is a bit more of a kind of like he should be able to do it. So it's a bit different than us, because like you said, we can suddenly be really shit for one season, and then like if you don't have anything on the side, that's like done. But like he should be good because he's at such a high level that as long as he doesn't fuck up, he will be good. So it's maybe not the greatest example.
Yeah, but I would say if he did that, I'm fine with him doing that. But if he saw, I don't know, if he saw an Australian at a World Cup and was just like, look at that idiot, that's when I would have the problem,
Yeah.
Because what I found
don't
is
think that
now that I'm doing better, people are way more accepting of my attitude towards sport
Yeah.
that didn't exist in the past. Like coaches would tell me be more serious, and now coaches are like, I actually have great coaches who are great people and know me well, but like coaches of other teams who say, oh, look how relaxed Campbell is. And it's like, you were the same coach who told me I was an idiot for like saying hello in the race when I was 16. You can't, you know what I mean? That's what annoys me, is when people change sides and they make them ends cause for the means. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
but-
want to do that.
I guess
I wouldn't
in,
make that
I guess
choice.
in rap, they'd say that's called dick riding.
Yeah, a lot more
Right.
dick riding happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit like the role model you want to be as well. Like honestly, if you can show that skiing can be fun and you can just enjoy it, and racing can be fucking fun, and I think that's kind of what Jessie Diggins, even though not everybody like agrees with the way she acts, I think is a good role model to be a bit more like, let's enjoy racing rather than hate our lives.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And also, Jessie is one of the ones who will like wear a mask in the summer months, and it's like that's fine. Go for it. Go for your life. Do whatever you want. But then don't call out someone else for not being professional, for not wearing a mask in May.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of start to have a problem with it.
Oh, I feel some tension. I think like, oh nah, we know some inside stories that we probably shouldn't tell. I feel like, nah, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go where I'm gonna go now.
Right. We've actually been recording for 57 minutes. So Campbell, we're gonna ask you. We're gonna give Mika a few seconds to think about other questions he has, but we're gonna ask you the question we ask all our guests. If you had to do one session of whatever with 2 people in one place, where would you go? What would you do? And who would you go with?
I'll probably. Does it need to be famous people?
Nah,
Can it just be
mate,
my
whoever
teammates?
you want. It
can
can
just
be the
whoever you
old
want
people
and
you meet.
whatever.
It can be the oldies from Snow Farm, mate. It can be whoever you want.
Okay, I would in New Zealand for sure. I would do an L3 around the loop at Snow Farm. Anyone who's been there would know. With Fidel de Campo, Roberto Piqueras Garcia, the Spanish biathlete, and Maxime Germain, my teammate.
Okay, you got one extra there, but that's fine.
And
what
Skirious
about you?
Problems podcast as one entity.
Yeah, because we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there anyway, so it's gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can teach us how to ski upside down.
And then we've got another question for you, sent in by the one and only Fidel Di Campo. How did you feel when Luca Bormolini tossed all your stuff out of the house? And how did Luca Bormolini want to join you at Team USA?
Well, yeah, man, you did get the hot goss straight off the press. Damn. Luca Bormolini's my old coach, and when I said I was going to Team USA, he did not take that lightly. That was like the ultimate betrayal. So he might have thrown all my stuff out of his house, and yeah,
for real.
Anyway, yeah, Italians, they're a bit easy-tempered, So yeah, he didn't feel very good about that, I would say, and he was very upset that I was leaving.
I thought it was more of a fun, like a little argument that two friends had. This was a bit more deep than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, that's a heavy question to finish
Sad
on.
way to finish the podcast. But what about the second part? He wanted to join you in the US, or what was this about?
Yeah. Nah, I can't comment. No comment.
Oh, so subject. Right. Anything else you want to tell us, Campbell? Because before we wrap this up, a nice note to finish the podcast off, mate.
A nice note to finish the podcast would be thank you, Einar Hedegaard, for proving that biathletes can ski fast, and FIS do more races in North America. They love you guys.
I'm gonna before we stop the podcast, you have to explain, because I don't feel anybody else can explain. What is wrong with Einar Hedegaard? Why does he ski so fast without a rifle? And then the second he puts on a rifle, it just seems like he's not really able to ski at all anymore.
Oh, he did win Norwegian.
I don't think he's had the chance. Yeah, I haven't raced him for 2 years.
He's won Norwegian champs.
Yeah, but that's like the one race where he skied well, but basically in all the other races, he didn't even ski fast. Like all the other guys skied faster than him.
Dude, fuck, I'd hate to be a Norwegian. I'd fucking hate to be a Norwegian. It is tough for those boys.
Yeah, for sure. He is such a tank. He trains so much. I told you after Blink, he was like telling me how fucked he was, and he had 2 rest days. This was 3 days after Blink. He was like, oh, I was so tired. I had to take 2 rest days. And then I just turned around and I see he was doing like fucking hard intervals. Day 3 after Blink. So he'd done 2 rest days because he was fucked and was doing super hard intervals. So he does train like an absolute beast. So maybe us cross-country skiers are just becoming soft, mate.
No, I think when you start revving that real high intensity stuff, your results become more bipolar. It's more hit or miss, I think, the more hours you do.
Think so?
Could be, but
because also Strondheim trains like a freaking madman, and also is one day tank and one day very human, and you're like, I don't know how you do that. Sample size of 2.
Is that bro science?
That's bro science. That's absolute bro science.
We're fans of bro science, so that's good. But we're an hour and 2 already. Campbell, thanks for being here, even though since you were listening to the podcast, you knew what was awaiting you. So hats off for still taking on.
I'm a bit disappointed we didn't give him that much shit, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Honestly,
no, you asked me about my disappointed coach. That was good.
Yeah. No, Mika, disappointed. Do you have one last thing to give him a bit of shit before we finished?
No, actually, I've kind of gotten to the point where I quite like Campbell now, and I don't really want to give him so much shit anymore, because I don't think there's so much shit to give. I still don't respect biathlon, for everybody listening.
Yeah, but we respect it a little bit more since we've had Campbell on.
We can just all agree
a little bit with Johannes, and now we respect it a tiny bit more after Campbell.
Yeah. As long as we can all agree it's not Nordic combined. Nordic combined is last
Yeah.
place. As long as we got that.
But Nordic combined is very important to have because without Nordic combined, we only would have half as much to laugh about.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Look at you, eh? Glass half full kind of guy.
Right.
Right. An hour and
Okay.
4 in, your number
Yeah.
one Nordic skiing podcast. Thank you, Campbell.
No worries, boys. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.